On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Patient.
A person who is receiving medical treatment, care, or attention from a healthcare professional, such as a doctor, nurse, or therapist, a personal quality or characteristic.
Examples:
Patient in the hospital. Patient with weight loss. The doctor carefully examined the patient's medical history.
Donna.
An Italian term used as a term of address for a woman, equivalent to madam or ma'am.
Examples:
Donna's friends. Donna's love for her family. The prima donna was dressed in a beautiful gown for the ball.
Photograph.
A picture or image that is produced by a camera, a visual representation or record of a person, object, or scene that has been captured electronically or on film.
Examples:
Photograph album. Photograph memories. I found an old photograph of my grandparents from their wedding day.
Vigorous.
Characterized by energy or intensity, physically strong and healthy, robust and enthusiastic in action or thought.
Examples:
Vigorous debate. Vigorous exercise. He conducts a vigorous workout routine to stay in shape.
Matriarch.
A woman who is the head of a family or social group, a woman who is the founder or dominant member of a group.
Examples:
Ruled by a matriarch. Matriarch figure. The matriarch of the family was known for her wisdom and guidance.
Clan.
A group of families united by actual or perceived kinship and descent, especially in Scotland.
Examples:
Clan society. Tribal clan. This clan saved people from a world full of violence.
Disease.
A disorder or illness that affects the body or mind, often characterized by specific symptoms or abnormal functioning of organs or systems.
Examples:
Disease prevention. Disease control. The doctor diagnosed him with a rare disease that had no known cure.
Onset.
The beginning or early stages of unpleasant something, a military attack.
Examples:
At the first onset. The onset of spring. This medicine works best when taken at the onset of a cold.
Crush.
To press it firmly, usually with your hands or a tool, so that it becomes flat or smaller.
Examples:
Crush coffee beans. Crush a revolt. The car was completely crushed in the accident.
Unfortunately.
By bad luck, unluckily.
Examples:
Unfortunately caught in a shower. Even more unfortunately. The treatments were done, but, unfortunately, were unsuccessful.
Medical.
Relating to the treatment of illness or injuries, relating to the practice of medicine.
Examples:
A medical opinion. Temporary medical treatment. The medical team worked quickly to save the patient's life.
Physician.
A medical doctor who practices medicine.
Examples:
The advice of the physician. Consult with a physician. She visited the local physician to seek treatment for her persistent headache.
Electrocardiogram.
A test that uses electrodes placed on the chest, arms, and legs to record the electrical signals of the heart and create a graph that shows the heart's rhythm and activity.
Examples:
Electrocardiogram technician. Abnormal electrocardiogram. The hospital invested in state-of-the-art electrocardiogram machines to improve patient care.
Myocardial.
Relating to the muscular tissue of the heart.
Examples:
Myocardial infarction. Myocardial fibrosis. The physical examination revealed no abnormalities in the patient's myocardial structure.
Infarction.
The obstruction or blockage of blood flow to a specific area or organ, leading to tissue damage or death, commonly used to describe a myocardial infarction, heart attack.
Examples:
Acute infarction. Cerebral infarction. Time is critical when treating a myocardial infarction.
Parlance.
The way in which a particular group or community uses language, the specific terms, expressions, and jargon used by people in a particular field, profession, or social group.
Examples:
Legal parlance. Common parlance. In medical parlance, a heart attack is a myocardial infarction.
Progressive.
Relating to or supporting development or advancement, especially social or political one.
Examples:
Progressive taxation. Progressive development. The progressive approach to education emphasizes hands-on learning and student-centered classrooms.
Wane.
To decrease in size, strength, or intensity.
Examples:
Wane over time. Wane in popularity. The fragrance of this material wanes over weeks to months.
Grandkid.
The grandchildren of a particular person.
Examples:
Spend the weekend with their grandkids. Cute grandkids. She was so proud of her grandkids, who were all doing well in school and had great personalities.
Driveway.
A private road leading from a street or road to a house or garage, typically providing access for vehicles.
Examples:
Long driveway. Snow-covered driveway. I accidentally backed into my wife's car while backing out of the driveway this morning.
Grandchild.
A child of someone's son or daughter.
Examples:
Grandchild-grandparent relationship. Grandchild development. The grandparents take care of their grandchild while the parents are at work.
Cardiac.
Of or relating to the heart or heart disease.
Examples:
Cardiac arrest. Cardiac disease. The cardiac output of a resting adult is around 3 quarts per minute.
Arrhythmia.
A medical condition in which the heartbeat is irregular, too slow, or too fast, which can cause the heart to pump blood less effectively and lead to a variety of symptoms such as palpitations, fatigue, shortness of breath, chest pain, or even fainting.
Examples:
Arrhythmia treatment. Heart arrhythmia. The patient was diagnosed with an arrhythmia, causing irregular heartbeats.
Ordinary.
Not different, exceptional, or unexpected in any way, especially in quality, ability, size, or degree.
Examples:
An ordinary school. Ordinary annual revenue. The ordinary session of the Diet opened.
Statistics.
The discipline that concerns the collection, organization, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of data.
Examples:
Statistics for cancer. Official statistics. The statistics demonstrate that poverty and unemployment are genuine problems.
Expense.
The money, time, or effort incurred or required for something.
Examples:
Enormous expenses. Expense account. For this project to be successful, we must control expenses strictly.
Refer.
To direct someone's attention, thoughts, or questions to another source or person, to mention, cite, or allude to something as evidence or support.
Examples:
Refer to a book. Refer to a map. Please refer to the instruction manual for further assistance.
Regenerative.
Tending to regrow or restore lost or injured tissue.
Examples:
Regenerative medicine. Regenerative therapy. The regenerative properties of stem cells make them a promising area of research.
Clot.
A thick mass or lump of coagulated liquid, especially blood, a group of people or things that form an obstructive, unsympathetic, or resistant force.
Examples:
Blood clot. Clot prevention. The clot in the blood vessel required immediate medical attention.
Corona.
A crown-shaped structure, often referring to the outermost layer of the sun's atmosphere. A family of viruses known as coronaviruses. A halo or aura around a celestial body, a circular pattern or shape.
Examples:
Corona layer, corona outbreak. The coronavirus has caused a global pandemic.
Artery.
One of the thick tubes in humans and most other animals that takes blood away from the heart to one or more parts of the body, such as tissues, lungs, brain, etc.
Examples:
artery blockage, risk of coronary artery disease. Continuous consumption of fatty foods leads to the hardening of the artery.
Metabolism.
The set of chemical reactions in cells or organisms that are necessary for life sustaining.
Examples:
metabolism enzyme, hemoglobin metabolism. Better sleep leads to increased metabolism.
Interrupt.
To say or do something that causes someone to stop in their speech or action.
Examples:
interrupt a call, abruptly interrupt. Her sleep was interrupted by recurring pain.
Heal.
To make a wound or injury to become well again.
Examples:
heal a broken bone, heal the hurt mind. It will take time for her mental scars to heal.
Scar.
A mark that remains on the skin after a wound has healed.
Examples:
burn scar, carry a scar. Even after the wound has healed, a scar remains.
Deficit.
The total amount by which money spent is greater than money earned in a particular period of time, the property of being an amount by which something, especially an amount of money, is less than expected or required.
Examples:
federal budget deficit, an accumulative deficit. Exchange rate fluctuations have increased that country's trade deficit.
Progression.
The act or process of changing to the next stage or phase or moving forward.
Examples:
progression of civilization, progression of disease. The company has made great strides in its progression towards sustainability.
Imbalance.
A situation in which two or more things are not equal or equally treated.
Examples:
trade imbalance, symptoms of hormonal imbalance. An imbalance in certain substances causes problems with brain function.
Crux.
The most important or fundamental part of a matter or situation, the key point or central issue. Main crux. The crux of the argument. The crux of the matter was that the company was not financially stable.
Shrug.
To raise your shoulders and then drop them to say you do not know or are not interested.
Examples:
Shrug off the importance. Shrug his shoulders sadly. I respect her ability to shrug off harsh criticism.
Chuck.
To throw something carelessly or casually, to get rid of something or someone.
Examples:
Chuck the ball across the yard. Chuck my job. I will chuck these old shoes in the trash and buy a new pair.
Resigned.
Having accepted something unpleasant or difficult, particularly a job or situation, without complaint or resistance, accepting one's fate or circumstances.
Examples:
With a resigned voice. Resigned to their fate. She had a resigned look on her face when she realized that she had lost the race.
Quo.
The existing state or condition of something, especially in relation to a particular situation or issue.
Examples:
Status quo politician. Quo warranto. The company has been successful in maintaining the status quo.
Involve.
To include or affect someone or something as a necessary part of something else.
Examples:
Involve a lot of paperwork. Involve a high degree of risk. The investigation involves several government agencies and is expected to take several months.
Stem.
The central part of something from which other parts can develop or grow, the part of a word common to all its inflected variants. Verb, to grow out of, have roots in, or originate in.
Examples:
Stem from a belief. The stem of a matchstick. A rose has thorns on its stem.
Medicinal.
Of or relating to the treatment or cure of disease.
Examples:
Medicinal chemistry. Traditional medicinal. The medicinal properties of this herb have been known to help with various ailments.
Microscope.
An instrument used to see objects or substances that are too small to be seen with the naked eye.
Examples:
Microscope slide. Electron microscope. I used an optical microscope to observe the small organisms in the water sample.
Belie.
To contradict or show to be false or untrue, to give a false impression or disguise the true nature of something.
Examples:
Belie his expectations. Belies the impact of the speaker's words. The peaceful surroundings belied the danger lurking just around the corner.
Remarkable.
Worthy of attention because unusual or special.
Examples:
remarkable achievement, the remarkable breadth of knowledge. The election was a remarkable success for the Whigs.
Attribute:
to say or regard that something is the result of a particular thing. Noun, a quality or feature that someone or something possesses.
Examples:
attribute the change to their marriage. Attribute directly to sales. He attributes the disappointing results to the economic downturn.
Divide:
to separate or cause to separate into parts or groups.
Examples:
divide the cake into 2 pieces. Divide money equally. Can you divide 123,321 by 11?
Crazy:
stupid or not sensible, very angry.
Examples:
crazy about cars and racing. A crazy scheme. The rain and thunder are crazy today.
Differentiate:
to recognize or establish as being distinct, to distinguish between things that are compared, to calculate a derivative.
Examples:
differentiate between fact and fiction. Differentiate a function. The teacher asked the students to differentiate between the 2 similar species of birds.
Brain:
the organ inside the head that is responsible for one's movement, thought, memory, and feeling.
Examples:
basic brain function. Permanent brain damage. X-rays revealed a small tumor in his brain.
Kidney:
either of a pair of small organs in the body that filter waste products, especially urea, from the blood and excrete them, and water in urine.
Examples:
an artificial kidney. Chronic kidney disease. The surgeon removed the healthy kidney from the donor.
Tissue:
an ensemble of similar cells of the animal or plant that together carry out a specific function.
Examples:
a facial tissue. Loss of muscle tissue. The researcher separated the nervous tissue for microscopic examinations.
Chock-full:
completely filled or crowded with something, having no space or room for additional things.
Examples:
chock-full schedule. Chock-full of flavor. The picnic basket was chock-full of sandwiches, fruit, and drinks.
Marrow:
a soft, fatty, vascular substance in the cavities of bones, in which blood cells are produced, the choicest or most essential part of some idea or experience.
Examples:
the marrow of a speech. Vegetable marrow. The soup was made with bone marrow, giving it a rich and savory flavor.
Crank:
A mechanical device that converts rotary motion into linear motion or vice versa, an eccentric or unpredictable person.
Examples:
Crank handle, crank collar. The fishing reel had a crank that made it easy to reel in the catch.
Stable.
Firm and steady, not easily moved, disturbed, or changed.
Examples:
In stable condition. Have a stable job. Relations between the two countries have been relatively stable due to the summit meeting.
Entirely.
Completely.
Examples:
Entirely satisfied with the meal. He was entirely to blame. Later, his claim was found to be entirely false.
Pluripotent.
Describing cells that have the potential to differentiate into any specialized cell in the body, often used in the context of stem cell research and applications.
Examples:
Pluripotent embryonic cells. Pluripotent gene expression. Pluripotent stem cells can differentiate into any cell in the body.
Transplant.
To move or transfer something from one place or person to another, to take living tissue or an organ from one person, animal, part of the body, etc., and put it into or onto another.
Examples:
Transplant a heart. Transplant my family to America. He tried to transplant the seedling into a larger pot.
Seed.
A small, hard, often round, a reproductive structure that contains a plant's genetic material and is capable of growing into a new plant.
Examples:
A seed coat. Seed money. He planted the seed in the soil and waited for it to sprout.
Contractile.
Having the ability or tendency to contract, equals to shorten or become smaller, especially in a muscular or cellular context, capable of reducing in size or volume through a contraction, equals shortening or tightening.
Examples:
Contractile fibers. Contractile proteins. Cardiac muscle cells are highly contractile, enabling the heart to beat continuously.
Function.
The purpose or use of an object, system, or process, a particular activity or operation that is designed to serve a specific purpose, a mathematical concept that describes a relationship between two sets of values, called the input and output sets. Verb, to operate or work in a specific way, or to perform a particular task or purpose.
Examples:
Function properly. Immune function. The brain is an incredibly complex organ that controls the body's function.
Applaud.
To express approval of someone or something by clapping the hands.
Examples:
Applaud his courage. Applaud the orchestra. I enthusiastically applaud my rival's achievement.
Lab.
A workplace for the conduct of scientific research, a laboratory.
Examples:
Lab instrument. Medical lab. The Prime Minister will pay a courtesy visit to the Nobel laureate's lab.
Clinic.
A building or hospital department where people can go for medical care or advice, especially of a particular condition.
Examples:
Visit to the veterinary clinic. A dental clinic. She holds a clinic on Tuesday mornings.
Quest.
A long or challenging search for something.
Examples:
The quest for truth. On a quest for happiness. That adventurer traveled in quest of buried treasure.
Experiment.
The scientific test conducted to observe what happens and gain new knowledge.
Examples:
Experiment design. Series of experiments. His experiments showed highly positive results.
Clump.
A small group of bushes, trees, flowers, people, etc.
Examples:
Clump of bacteria. A clump of trees. I heard the clump of his boots in the hallway.
Principle.
A fundamental law or truth that explains or controls how something happens or works.
Examples:
Principle of treatment. Principle in business. Efficiency isn't an essential principle here, fairness is.
Cartilage.
A tough, elastic connective tissue that is found in various parts of the body, such as the joints, the outer ear, and the tip of the nose.
Examples:
Cartilage damage. Nasal cartilage. The knee joint is supported by cartilage, which helps absorb shock and prevent bone damage.
Intestine.
A long, tube-like organ in the digestive system that is responsible for absorbing nutrients from food and eliminating waste products.
Examples:
Large intestine. Intestine wall. The small intestine is responsible for absorbing most of the nutrients from food.
Coax.
To persuade, encourage, or gently urge someone to do something. To manipulate or persuade something to work or function properly.
Examples:
Coax a confession. Coax a smile. She tried to coax her cat out of the tree with a can of tuna.
Embryonic.
Of or relating to an embryo, equals an animal organism in the early stages of growth, in an early stage of development.
Examples:
Embryonic stem cells. Embryonic development. The project is still in its embryonic stage.
Embryology.
The branch of biology that studies the development of an embryo from the fertilization of the egg cell until birth or hatching.
Examples:
Embryology research. Human embryology. The advancement of embryology provides us with a better understanding of genetics and human reproduction.
Ponder.
To think deeply or carefully about something.
Examples:
Ponder divine matters. Ponder life's meaning. She sat quietly, pondering the difficult decision.
Mystery.
Something difficult to understand or explain, a secret or enigmatic quality that adds to the fascination or interest of something. A genre of fiction that involves the solution of a crime or a puzzle.
Examples:
Mystery novel. Unsolved mystery. The mystery surrounding the disappearance of the traveler has yet to be solved by authorities.
Develop.
To grow or expand, to improve or refine through a process of progress and refinement, often to achieve greater sophistication or complexity, to elaborate or add detail to something that is in the process of being created.
Examples:
Develop a strategy. Develop a skill. We must develop a new system to streamline our workflow and increase efficiency.
Essentially.
Relating to the essential features or concepts of anything.
Examples:
Essentially correct. Become essentially same. Essentially, a society is an organism.
Fertilize.
To cause an egg, female animal, or plant to develop by joining sperm from the male with them. To add a natural or chemical substance to land to make plants grow well.
Examples:
Fertilize the soil. Fertilize the female egg. The couple decided to use the non-husband's sperm to fertilize a wife.
Cardiovascular.
Of or relating to the heart and blood vessels, equals tubes that carry blood around the body.
Examples:
Cardiovascular diseases. Cardiovascular tissue. Smoking places you at severe risk of cardiovascular and respiratory disease.
Shameless.
Without shame or embarrassment, showing no remorse or guilt for one's actions or behaviors.
Examples:
Shameless behavior. Shameless liar. He acted in a shameless way, not caring that his actions hurt others.
Abscond.
To leave hurriedly and secretly, especially to avoid getting into trouble or facing consequences.
Examples:
Abscond with money. Abscond from home. The suspect absconded from the police station before they could be arrested.
Nowadays.
At the current time, in comparison to the past.
Examples:
Young people nowadays. Not to be seen nowadays. People can clone a sheep nowadays.
Improve.
To make or become better.
Examples.
Improve a process. Improve the test score. We want to improve ties between our two countries.
Exciting.
Causing a lot of interest or excitement.
Examples.
Exciting football player. Exciting news. The findings of the experiment were both exciting and unexpected.
Slide.
To move or cause to move smoothly along a surface without interruption.
Examples.
Slide a card across the table. Slide a glance. If necessary, you can slide the front seats forward.
Cellular.
Of or connected with the cells of animals or plants. Of or connected with a mobile telephone system that uses several short-range radio stations instead of wires.
Examples.
Cellular and molecular biology. A cellular phone handset. This factory employs a cellular manufacturing system.
Dimension.
A measurable extent of a particular kind, such as width, height, or length.
Examples.
New dimension. The crosswise dimension. Overall dimensions are approximately 400 by 200 millimeters.
Organoid.
A laboratory-grown miniature version of a human organ, usually derived from stem cells, that can be used for studying development, diseases, and treatments.
Examples.
Organoid culture. Organoid research. The development of organoids has opened up new avenues for research into the early stages of fetal development.
Twitch.
To make a sudden and quick movement with a part of the body. Noun, a sudden, small, jerky movement of a muscle or part of the body.
Examples.
Twitch at his sleeve. Twitch of an eye. She couldn't stop her leg from twitching nervously.
Independence.
Freedom from another's or others' control or influence.
Examples.
Financial independence. Independence ceremony. There is nothing more valuable than independence and freedom.
Sleeve.
A part of a garment that covers all or part of an arm.
Examples.
A wide sleeve. Sleeve length. He rolled up his sleeves to get ready to work.
Jellyfish.
A marine creature with a soft, jelly-like body and tentacles for stinging.
Examples.
Spineless jellyfish. Jellyfish sting. The beach was filled with hundreds of jellyfish, so swimming was not recommended.
Technique.
A particular way or art of doing something that needs skill.
Examples.
A technique in martial arts. The technique applied to construction. Jockey's superior technique brought him victory.
Genome.
The complete set or sequence of genes of a human, animal, plant, or other living things.
Examples.
Sequencing of the human genome. Genome analyses. The human genome contains approximately 3 billion chemical base pairs.
Edit.
To prepare written material for publication by correcting, condensing, or otherwise modifying it.
Examples.
Edit a history book. Edit a video. I need to edit this document before submitting it to my boss.
Splice.
To join or connect two or more pieces or lengths of something, especially by twisting or interweaving them, to get married.
Examples.
Splice a gene. Splice the old and new sections. I need to splice these two wires together to complete the circuit.
Flash.
A sudden intense burst of radiant energy, a momentary brightness.
Examples.
A flash of lightning. Brilliant flash. These heavy rains caused flash floods on several islands.
Experimental.
Relating to or based on new ideas, forms, methods, etc. that have not been tried before, usually to find out what effect they have.
Examples.
Experimental data. Experimental design. The product is still in the experimental stage.
Peer.
A person who has the same age, status, or ability.
Examples.
Peer group. Peer review. Among young people, peer pressure can be pretty influential.
Anxious.
Worried and nervous.
Examples.
Anxious about his health. An anxious look. He cast anxious glances behind her.
Persevere.
To persist in the course of action, despite opposition or difficulty, to continue with determination despite setbacks, obstacles, or discouragement.
Examples.
Persevere through hardships. Persevere in my goals. Even when faced with challenges, it's important to persevere and never give up.
Biochemical.
Relating to the chemical processes and substances that occur within living organisms.
Examples.
Biochemical reaction. Complex biochemical. Biochemical research is essential to understanding the complex chemical reactions in living organisms.
Cocktail.
A drink, usually an alcoholic one, made by mixing one or more spirits, equals strong alcoholic drinks, and fruit juice, an appetizer served as a first course at a meal.
Examples:
A light cocktail. Cocktail of chemicals. We invited some friends for a cocktail party.
Survival.
The state of continuing to exist or live, frequently in the face of difficulty or danger.
Examples:
Survival ability. Survival food. He evaluated his chances for survival rather pessimistically.
Survive.
To live or exist despite a dangerous event or period.
Examples:
Survive a blizzard. Survive a plane crash. These birds can only survive in temperate climates.
Process.
A series of actions or operations performed to achieve a particular outcome or goal. A systematic procedure or approach used to accomplish a specific task or objective. A method of treating milk to make it suitable for consumption or use in other dairy products.
Examples:
Process improvement. Decision-making process. The process for applying for a visa can be lengthy and complicated.
Injury.
Harm done to a person's or an animal's body caused by an accident or an attack.
Examples:
Without injury. A fatal injury. My accidental injury got better right away. Synchronous. Occurring or operating at the same time or pace, happening simultaneously, coordinated or synchronized.
Examples:
Synchronous communication. Synchronous learning. The group of performers perfectly executed the synchronous dance routine. Probe. A tool used for testing or examining, especially for medical or scientific purposes, or an exploratory mission to a planet or other celestial body. Verb, to investigate, examine, or search into something. Examples: A lunar probe. Probe for inside information. NASA sent a probe to study the atmosphere of Jupiter. Launch. To send or propel something into the air or space using a device such as a rocket, missile, or spacecraft, to make something available or on sale for the first time. Examples: Launch a spaceship into orbit. Launch a big attack. The company is set to launch its new product line next month. Environment. The natural world such as air, water, and land in which humans, animals, and plants live. Examples: Environment affairs. Chaotic environment. Every human is responsible for taking care of the Earth's environment.
Biology.
The scientific study of life and the natural processes of living things.
Examples:
Evolutionary biology, cell and molecular biology. In junior high school, we had to dissect a frog in biology class.
Zoom.
To move along very quickly. Noun, the act of rising upward into the air.
Examples:
Zoom in on a photo. Zoom lens. He zoomed back in time to the soccer game.
Guinea.
A former British gold coin worth 21 shillings, or a unit of currency used in some West African countries. Guinea, a republic in Western Africa on the Atlantic.
Examples:
Guinea coins. Guinea pig. The cost of the antique vase is 3 guineas.
Graft.
A transplanted portion of tissue or skin, often taken from one part of the body and used to repair or replace damaged or missing tissue in another part. A corrupt or illegal means of acquiring wealth or power through illicit or unethical methods.
Examples:
Graft surgery. Anti-graft law. The patient's skin graft procedure was successful, and he was released from the hospital.
Diagonally.
In an oblique or slanted direction or manner, at an angle between horizontal and vertical.
Examples:
Diagonally opposite. Cut diagonally. I walked diagonally across the field to reach the other side faster.
Needle.
A thin, pointed object typically used for sewing or medical purposes, a metal or plastic instrument used for administering injections or drawing blood.
Examples:
Needle prick. Sewing needle. The acupuncturist inserted needles into specific points on my body to alleviate my pain.
Trace.
To find or discover someone or something that was lost.
Examples:
Trace a telephone call. Trace back to medieval times. Let's trace the origins of some familiar foreign words.
Heartbeat.
The regular movement or sound of the heart as it sends blood around the body, an animating or vital unifying force.
Examples:
Heartbeat abnormality. A pounding heartbeat. New York is the commercial heartbeat of America.
Correspondence.
The letters, emails, etc., especially official or business ones, the quality or state of being the same in amount, number, status.
Examples:
A business correspondence. One-to-one correspondence. The results of the 2 experiments were in correspondence.
Pacemaker.
A small electronic device that is implanted in the chest to regulate the heartbeat of people with certain heart conditions. A person or thing that sets the pace or rhythm for others.
Examples:
Implanted pacemaker. Pacemaker battery. Some people with pacemakers may need to avoid certain activities or sources of electromagnetic interference.
Lockstep.
A way of walking in which people's strides are perfectly synchronized, rigid conformity to a particular plan or set of actions.
Examples:
Follow the rules in lockstep. Work in lockstep. The dancers moved in lockstep, perfectly synchronized with one another.
Predict.
To state beforehand that something will happen in the future, mainly based on knowledge or experience.
Examples:
Predict the future. Predict when she will arrive. It's notoriously challenging to predict birth rates.
Macaque.
Any of the various short-tailed monkeys found in Asia and Africa, typically living in large groups and known for their intelligence and adaptability.
Examples:
Macaque monkey. Macaque species. The rhesus macaque is one of the biomedical research's most widely used animal models.
Microscopic.
Tiny, exceedingly precise and detail-oriented, of or used in microscopy.
Examples:
Microscopic inquiry. Microscopic analysis. Inspectors noticed microscopic cracks in the submarine's hull.
Saline.
Containing salt, of or relating to chemical salts.
Examples:
A saline lake. Irrigation with saline. The drug is dissolved in a saline solution.
Injection.
The act of introducing a liquid, especially a drug, into the body using a needle and a syringe.
Examples:
Fuel injection. Injection needle. He received an injection of antibiotics to treat his infection.
Placebo.
Harmless substance, especially given as a pacifier or to the control group in experiments on the efficacy of a drug.
Examples:
Placebo therapy. Patient in the placebo group. A double-blind procedure is used to guard against experimenter bias and placebo effects.
Deficiency.
The state of lack, or not having enough of, something that is essential.
Examples:
A deficiency of copper and zinc. A mild degree of mental deficiency. Vitamin deficiency can lead to various illnesses.
Contrast.
To put in opposition to show or emphasize differences.
Examples:
Contrast with a decade ago. Contrast two things. It's intriguing to compare and contrast the two authors.
Populate.
To inhabit or occupy a particular area, region, or environment with a certain number or type of people, animals, or plants. To fill out or complete a form, document, or database with relevant information.
Examples:
Populate the countryside. Populate the spreadsheet. Deer, squirrels, and birds primarily populate the forest.
Plump.
Rounded and full, especially in a pleasing way, pleasantly fat.
Examples:
Get plump. Plump little pig. The baker added butter to the dough to make the rolls plump and soft.
Recap.
To repeat or summarize what has been said, decided, etc.
Examples:
Recap key points. Recap briefly. Let me quickly recap these results.
Roadblock.
A physical barrier or obstacle that prevents progress or movement, a situation that impedes progress or creates difficulty in achieving a goal or objective.
Examples:
Biological roadblock. Bypass roadblock. The accident caused a roadblock on the highway, causing traffic to come to a standstill.
Electrical.
Relating to electricity.
Examples:
An electrical storm. Degree in electrical engineering. Actuators convert electrical pulses into motion.
Instability.
The state of being unstable or uncertain and likely to change suddenly.
Examples:
Political instability. Instability in currency markets. Lack of sleep and overwork often lead to emotional instability.
Ventricle.
A chamber or cavity within an organ or structure, particularly the lower chamber of the heart that pumps blood to the lungs and other parts of the body.
Examples:
Left ventricle. Ventricle in the brain. The heart's ventricles are responsible for pumping blood out to the body.
Irregular.
Not having an even or balanced shape or arrangement, contrary to the usual rule, accepted order, or what is expected.
Examples:
Irregular verbs. Irregular periods. Driving was difficult on the irregular cobblestone surface.
Unexpected.
Not anticipated or regarded as likely to happen.
Examples:
An unexpected visitor. Some unexpected events. The unexpected rainstorm caused the collapse of the corral.
Extensive.
Covering a large area, having a wide range.
Examples:
Extensive experience. Have extensive vocabulary. The incident attracted extensive media coverage throughout the world.
Graph.
A picture consisting of a line, lines, points, etc., that shows how two or more sets of certain quantities are related to each other.
Examples:
Graph theory. A graph sample. This bar graph shows sales over the past 5 years.
Competition.
A situation in which someone is attempting to beat or outperform another.
Examples:
The first round of the competition. Interspecific competition. Global competition is rising in virtually every industry.
Gaggle.
A group or flock of wild geese, a gathering of people, particularly when noisy or in disarray.
Examples:
Gaggle of tourists. Gaggle of ducks. A gaggle of geese took off from the pond and flew overhead.
Orderly.
Clean or organized in a neat, careful, and logical way.
Examples:
Orderly and fair market. Orderly manner. The elections were handled in a timely and orderly manner.
Rhythm.
A strong, regular, repeated pattern of sounds, words, or musical notes that are used in music, poetry, and dancing.
Examples:
In samba rhythm. Irregular heart rhythm. He beat out a jazz rhythm on the cajones.
Rein.
A long, narrow strap attached to a horse's bit, used to control the animal while riding, a means of controlling or limiting something or someone's actions and behavior. Verb, to control or restrain something, especially something that is becoming excessive or out of control.
Examples:
Tight rein. Rein in costs. The new driver struggled to keep a firm grip on the rein as the horse bolted.
Coordinated.
Effectively arranged or organized so that all the parts work smoothly or systematically together.
Examples:
In a coordinated manner. Coordinated robot system. For greater efficiency, our efforts must be better coordinated.
Fashion.
A style that is popular at a particular time or place, the state of being popular.
Examples:
Go out of fashion. New fashion trends. That style is no longer in fashion.
Adolescent.
A young person who is in the process of developing from a child into an adult.
Examples:
Adolescent girl. Pre-adolescent children. Timely education about birth control might help reduce adolescent pregnancies.
Phase.
Any stage in a series of events, change, or development.
Examples:
Enter on the last phase. Two-phase structure. The era of the Industrial Revolution was a crucial phase of history.
March.
To walk militarily with stiff, regular steps.
Examples:
March against the war. March east. The troops marched shoulder to shoulder.
Meantime.
The interval or period of time between two events, the interim or temporary time period between two actions or stages of something else.
Examples:
Meantime report. For the meantime. In the meantime, while we wait for the results, let's start working on the next project.
Eject.
To force someone to put out or leave a particular place or position.
Examples:
Eject a player from a game. Eject huge amounts of pollutant. Our immune system can eject disease germs from the body.
Fraction.
A small part or item forming a piece of a whole, the quotient of two rational numbers.
Examples:
A fractional share of the vote. A numerator in a fraction. He spent only a fraction of his earnings.
Squeeze.
To apply pressure from two or more sides, to hold someone or something tightly in your arms, usually with fondness.
Examples:
Squeeze a lemon. Squeeze a confession. She squeezed the toothpaste tube from the middle to get the last bit out.
Chamber.
A large room used for a formal, public, or particular purpose, one of the parts of a parliament.
Examples:
A gas chamber. The lower chamber. The surgeon made an incision in the chambers of the patient's heart.
Scan.
To examine something hastily, with the eyes or with a machine, to get information.
Examples:
Scan the face of a man. Scan a document into PDF. She stood on the podium and scanned an audience.
Unchanged.
Not altered, modified, or varied in any way.
Examples:
Unchanged routine. Unchanged from the previous month. The company's policy remained unchanged despite the criticism.
Spontaneously.
In a way that is natural, not planned or forced, and often sudden.
Examples:
Recover spontaneously after 5 days. This shift occurs spontaneously. The electrical cord spontaneously combusted.
Recover.
To return to a former condition, health, mind, or strength.
Examples:
Recover a loss. Recover approval ratings. She is still recovering from a shot to her shoulder.
Substantial.
Fairly large in size, value, or importance.
Examples:
A substantial amount of capital. Have a substantial meal. The pandemic was a substantial business opportunity for certain companies.
Extend.
To broaden in scope, range, or area.
Examples:
Extend the warranty. Extend a line. Her visit will extend from Monday to Friday.
Functional.
Designed for or capable of a particular activity, purpose, or task, practical or ready for use or service.
Examples:
Field of functional medicine. Functional deafness. The mobile phone was still functional even after being dropped.
Presume.
To suppose or assume something to be true, often without sufficient evidence or proof, to take liberties, behave impolitely, or overstep one's bounds, often due to arrogance or ignorance.
Examples:
Presume innocence. Presume on his tolerance. I presume you've already made plans for the weekend since you didn't respond to my invitation.
Burden.
A duty, responsibility, etc. that is oppressive or worrisome, a load, typically a heavy one that is difficult to carry.
Examples:
Carry a burden. Burden of disease. That car has a low environmental burden.
Envision.
To imagine or expect what a situation will be like in the future.
Examples:
Envision the future. Envision the project's success. We cannot envision her as president.
Symptom.
Any sensation or change in body or mind that is experienced by a patient and is associated with a particular disease.
Examples:
Symptoms of low testosterone. Neurotic symptoms. The patient displays a symptom of a side effect.
Component.
One of several parts that combines with others to form something bigger.
Examples:
Key component. Spare components for cars. The researchers try to discover a common component in all types of successful organizations.
Distant.
Far away in space, time, or where you are, far apart in relevance, relationship, or kinship.
Examples:
A distant memory. Distant ancestors. The sun set over the crest of distant hills.
Far-fetched.
Of an idea or story, so exaggerated or ludicrous as to be very difficult to believe.
Examples:
Far-fetched idea. Far-fetched expressions. Though his plan sounded far-fetched at first, he realized it anyway.
Fiction.
The type of book or story, especially novels, that describes imaginary events and people. Anything made up or imagined that is not true.
Examples:
Stuff of science fiction. Non-fiction bestseller. Truth is stranger than fiction.
Transform.
To change an outward structure or looks.
Examples:
Transform an education system. Transform heat into power. My father's death transformed my life completely.
Rival.
A person, company, or thing competing with others for the same thing or in the same area.
Examples:
Rival bidder. Merge with a rival company. He interfered with his rivals in various ways during the campaign.
Vaccinate.
To treat with a vaccine, usually by injection, to produce immunity against a disease.
Examples:
Vaccinate against scarlet fever. Vaccinate every year. The nurse vaccinated the children in the school.
Antibiotic.
A substance or drug that kills or slows down the growth of bacteria.
Examples:
Antibiotic resistance. Antibiotic allergy. He has been prescribed an antibiotic to treat his infection.